My name is Chris Krigler. I'm the president of CAP Management, and we're here at Cedar Bridge HOA, which had a pretty devastating fire. Took out about 8 units. It was caused by a barbecue grill that some embers took off in 50-mile-per-hour winds, and you can see the damage here. So one of the first steps that happens is, after the fire has been put out, we need to get engineers in here, and they're the ones that are going to tell us what needs to be done. Rick with Western Maintenance, he's the one that's handling the rebuilding of this project over the next 4 to 6 months. Rick, do you want to talk a little bit about, introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the role of the engineer?
Sure. I'm Rick Langley with Western. We're the restoration company up here at Cedar Bridge. What we want to do is, it's important that a restoration and the contractor actually meet with the engineer on site when they're doing the walkthrough. Then we can actually go through anything, columns, anything that was not maybe up to code the first time around, we can try to get that up to code and in the scope of work.
So what is an engineer going to say in regards to the scope of work?
An engineer is actually going to come out and tell us exactly how he wants the building put back together. And we listen to the engineer as well as the insurance company. The insurance company in this case hires the engineer. Engineers came out, and both the insurance company, the Engel Martin, who insurance company hired to do the scope of work, and myself walked the property. We went through, we saw every structural beam, seeing if it would actually, if it has to stay or be replaced. The stairs going up and down here, and a lot of times they would just soda blast those. We got the stairs bought all the way up and down. So that's
what does that mean, you got it bought all the way up and down?
The insurance is going to take responsibility and replace the stairs. So we're going to have brand new stairs going all the way up and down, including the landings.
Is that an issue you have to think about, that maybe something as obvious as the stairs isn't taken care of by insurance and you got to fight with them for that, or do they pretty much take care of everything?
They put it exactly back to the way it was. So if something was not damaged, like the lower section of the stairs, they're not responsible for that. So as a contractor or restoration company, meeting with the engineers and the insurance company, you actually fight for it at that time, saying these stairs have to be replaced, the landings need to be replaced. I got all of the dormers replaced up top, and the structural engineer actually stood behind us on that because the firemen had gone through a couple of the roof joists.
At CAP Management, that's why we work with good vendors like Rick Langley at Western Maintenance, because the day of the fire we had 8 to 10 maintenance companies show up here wanting to take over, and if you let them do it, then they're doing it for the cheapest and as quick as possible. They don't bring in the engineers, stuff doesn't get done. So first things first, work with your already trusted vendors because they're going to do a good job for you. And then once you bring them on board, there's a lot of things that prohibit them from going right away. First, the fire inspection has to get back and done and say what was the cause of the fire. You have insurance inspectors who come in and want to determine the cause of the fire. You have the city that wants to determine the cause of the fire, and that can take a month before we even start work, right, Rick?
Absolutely. The only thing restoration company of the day is board up and security, and the fire marshal will tell you exactly how he wants it boarded up and what security you have to provide and for how long.
What about the homeowners who lived here? What happens to them? Are their insurance companies taking care of them? Because the HOA just covers everything on the outside, nothing on the inside.
The HOA, the homeowner's insurance, is responsible for their, to put them up for their cost of living expense,
right,
and for all of the contents, and for the inner portion of the units.
Oh, so who takes care of their contents? If they've got a sofa that looks fine on the outside, but it's covered with smoke damage and it smells, can that be repaired, or does the insurance company buy them a new sofa?
And about half and half. A lot of times it can be repaired, they can be cleaned. If they're too smoke damaged, they've got to be thrown away. There's certain companies that come in and clean the contents, including clothing. They go in and itemize each part of the contents, remove it from the unit, have it professionally cleaned, and after construction's complete, it'll be put back in the unit.
Is that covered by your insurance company, or who handles that?
That's covered by the homeowner's insurance policy.
Got it. And the HOA takes care of everything on the inside. So we have an engineer that comes in and says, with the joists and the struts and the roofs and the stairways, and this siding, what will be replaced back to normal the way it was before. And you work with both insurance companies, so right?
Yes.
The homeowners and the property owners.
Yeah, we're kind of a liaison between the two of them. With CAP Management, we have basically with insurance, every insurance company we're working with has a copy of it with CAP Management as well.
Yeah, we keep copies of their insurance certificates, so we know all of our vendors are certified and insured, so we don't run into a problem.
So Obviously, it's going to rain here in a second, but
so what are you doing next today, Rick? Are you going to tarp up that roof?
I'm going to go tarp the roof.
Okay, so how are you going to go about doing
project.
that?
It's on the top unit, and we had to brace up underneath because a lot of the roof joists, the TGIs, are actually completely burned through.
Got it.
And we wait for, everything that we do is we have to wait for approval from the insurance companies until we actually get the scope of work.
So that's why it takes 4 to 6 months to have a project like this back to you.
Yeah, anything that we needed ahead of time, we have to get special approval from the insurance company before we can actually do that. We just got the scope of work this morning, so it'll probably take us a week to digest that. And then if there's anything extra we need on there that the insurance company didn't include, we actually put that back to the insurance company in the way of supplements.
Hey Rick, let's bring in Aaron Monaco. He's our property manager here, and have him talk a little bit about how he's informed the homeowners and let them know what's been going on. Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Aaron Monaco with CAT Management. So we have gotten in touch with all the homeowners. First of all, we were here the day of the fire, letting everybody know what it was we were doing, how we were going to help out. We got in touch with all the homeowners. We have a list of everybody in our system at work. Got in touch with everyone, got in touch with everyone's insurance company, coordinated all those insurance companies with our association's insurance company so that they can figure out who's going to have claims, who's not going to be claiming things, and the payments can be made accordingly.
So as property manager, you're kind of spearheading the coordination of all this, working with Rick at Western Maintenance and making sure that all the homeowners are taken care of, right?
Absolutely.
Does that include the renters?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, we want to make sure that everybody's taken care of in a fire such as this. What are some of the takeaways that we have, you know, that we maybe should have known or should have done going into this, and definitely going forward, like HOAs notifying homeowners about renters insurance, or what are some of the other things homeowners would want to know?
Homeowners would want to know about the rules and regulations regarding charcoal grills, things like that,
Definitely.
which was one of the suspicions as to the cause of the fire. Other things is accumulation of wood on people's patios. These things are covered in the rules and regulations as well as the declarations. Other aspects that we would want to keep homeowners and renters informed about is fire regulations, which we've done. After we met with the Westminster Fire Department, they came to one of our board meetings, updated everyone as to what was going on with the fire restoration, as well as how to prevent things from happening in the future.
Great. Well, thanks, Aaron, and thanks, Rick from Western Maintenance. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's nice working with you guys.